All right, welcome everyone to another AutoCAD video. It's July 2022. We're at Island Drafting and Technical Institute in Long Island, New York, Amityville, and we're in CAD 1B. We're going to do review for the final exam. We're going to draw plate number 1. The directions say create a new drawing called plate 1 according to the following instructions. Ignore the limits command. Don't worry about that. The next one says use the units command and set the decimal units. So type at the command line, you could type units. Okay. Type units. Set the number of digits to the right from 4 to 3. So right now we have 4 spots after the decimal point. We're going to go to 3 spots. Okay. I'm going to put my layer onto object layer. Begin this drawing by placing the center of the 4 diameter circle at coordinate 16, 13. You don't have to worry about all the zeros either before or after the decimal place. Just make sure you put the decimal point if it's before. After, you don't need it. So I'm going to pick the circle command. And at the command line, it's asking me for my center point. And my center point is 16, 13. No need for all those zeros. 16, 13. Enter. So I got a circle there, and if I wanted to, I could just drag out a circle, but I got to do a specific size, and that size is a diameter. Right now, it's asking me for the radius. So if I wanted to do diameter, I got to type D, enter, and then 4, enter. After that, there's a circle with a radius of 8. So I'm going to pick the circle command again, find the middle of this circle, the center point, and this is a radius of 8. Now that I have that, I could put a circle on this quadrant up here. So make sure your object snaps are on. If they're not, you can go to the status bar and make sure you have check marks next to all these guys. You can also click Object Snap Settings and say Select All. But I'm going to put a circle at this quadrant right here. You're going to get used to these symbols, the green symbols. They're called object snaps. Now, his diameter is D, enter, 2.125. And I'm going to place a circle around him with a radius of 2. Now what I could do is rotate this, select these 2 objects, enter. This is where I'm going to rotate it from. So you can see now I'm rotating from that, like a solar system, right? I want to keep the original one, so I'm going to make a copy. So C for copy, enter. And I want to go 45 degrees. I'm sorry? So now I got to rotate this other side. I could use the mirror command, but I'm going to show you the rotate again. Rotate. Select the objects I want to rotate. Enter. Pick the center of the universe right here. Now, I want to keep the original one. So at the command line, you can see stuff in brackets. Those are options. I could type C, or I can use my little finger icon to pick copy. Now, when I copy it, I want to rotate it a certain degree. This one is going clockwise. So that's a negative number. So negative 45, enter. And then it kicks you out of the command. There's another circle at the bottom. I need to go to my center layer, draw a circle from the middle with a radius of 5. Go back to my object layer, draw the circle at this quadrant, and his diameter, D, enter, is 2.125. So now I can do some trim work. Trim, knife, 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 enter. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Escape. Trim, knife, 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 enter. Get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. That's pretty good up there. Now we got to do those teeth along the bottom. What I'm going to do is draw a line. I'm going to use the center mark. Draw a line out this way. I'm going to show you a fancy little trick. You don't have to do it this way, but this is a little bit more advanced. I'm going to make current my object layer. When I offset, I have some options. Through, erase, layer. I'm going to pick on the layer option. By default, it's source. Default is what's in the chevrons. I'm going to pick current. What does that mean? It means when I offset an object, it's not going to be on the same layer the original object is on. It's going to go to the current layer. So now, how far do I want to offset? I want to offset 0.5. So when I offset this red line, it's going to turn into an object line. Because I set that option in the offset command for layer, yes. Now I need a circle with a radius of 11. What's nice about layers is that you can turn off stuff that you don't need to really see right now. So right now I do not need to see the red layer. So I'm going to hit this freeze button and click on any object that I want to see, and anything on that layer is going to turn off. To bring it back, all I would have to do is click the sunshine, the Thor button. I just have one layer. I'm gonna trim this. Now I'm gonna do a radius in there. So let me pick an arc. So what do I have? I have the start point, the end point, and the radius. Start, end, and radius. Whenever you do arcs or circles in AutoCAD, you want to move counterclockwise. So I'm going to pick the start, end, radius option. So here's my start point. Click it. Here's my end point. Click it. And my radius is 2. And there's a little radius popping in there. Now I want to do an array, a polar array. So pick my polar array button, select the objects I want to array, these three pieces right here, enter. I want to rotate them from here. Now it's going all the way around the object, so that's not what I want. I only want to go halfway around the object. So where it says fill, instead of 360, I want to do 180. Half of the object. So that's good, but there's not enough items yet. So we have to count up the teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. So when I go to the items, instead of 6, I say 13. So I got my 13 at the bottom there. If everything looks good, make sure associative button is gray, not blue like this. That looks good. Hit the close the array button. Now I'm going to have to trim. Not really. There used to be a cookie cutter trim. That was pretty cool. Now I'm going to see if this all looks good. Should be able to join this together. J for join. Sweep across the whole object. And it's all became one piece. So that's good to know that everything is clean, because sometimes the connections don't go right, which is usually what amateurs run into. But everything looks clean on here. Last part we need is the keyway up here. So up there, I'm going to use the polyline command. Go up 0.375. Go over 0.75. And go down 0.375. Now it's in the wrong location, but it's made. So how do I move it into the right spot? Use the move command. Select the object. Hit enter. Use the object snap to find the midpoint. Then move it to the quadrant of the circle. So now it's perfectly centered. I just got to rise it up to the right spot. Move again. Select the object. Enter. Pick either endpoint, this one or this one. Either one works. And then just bring it up until you find that intersection. Once you find the intersection, you can trim this. And there's your object. The plate number 1. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And tell me about other videos you might be interested in watching.